Even better. Welcome to the TeamViHOPE call. I just want to say thank you for joining us tonight. We are really excited about the stories that we get to share every week because we look high and low to find different stories and new people and people that are inspiring us, and we want to, in turn, allow them to inspire you. So that's why we set this call up every week. We also know that when you have a large weight loss goal, it can be really daunting and really overwhelming, and you can feel very alone. And so we like to have this call to connect people every week so that they know that they're not alone and they're constantly getting tips and coaching and advice and motivational stories a week after week after week. We also have a YouTube channel where you can listen to these calls on playback at any time, and that's an awesome thing too. So you can share them with your friends and your family. And I love to just go through the library and, oh, that was a great call, and I listen to it back, and I usually hear something different than I did the first time. I'll introduce myself quickly. If you don't know who I am, my name is Faith Clark Sims, and I am a national director out of Hamilton, Ontario, which is near Toronto. I am a Canadian. I will try really hard not to say A very often tonight, just for Sam's benefit. Actually, we're the country right now that has very little snow in my area, so na for you, Sam. So that's the Canadian getting you back. But if you don't know my story, I was 350 pounds, and I was bedridden, and the doctors told me I had fourth-stage deterioration in the joints of my knees, and that if I wanted to be able to walk long-term, that they were going to need to, they drilled holes in the joints of my knees, and they put me in braces, and they told me I basically had to spend at least the summer in bed. And for me, it felt like a death sentence because I already knew I was overweight. I was mega morbidly obese, as the doctor so gently put it, and I really had a flash forward that if I did not do something, I would never make my way out of that bed. And so the first little while, I was not able to physically exercise. My first challenge, that once I was introduced to the challenge, I lost 40 pounds and 21 inches, and I was only able to exercise, maybe a handful of times over that 90 days. And it was like the light had turned on in my life. It was a very, very dark time because I felt like I had already tried everything and nothing had worked, and now I wasn't even going to be able to be active, and so that was just, I felt like it was just going to get even worse. But, thank God somebody cared about me enough to introduce me to the challenge, and it really was a ray of hope in a very dark time, and I knew I had found something that was going to work. What I didn't expect was the community of people that came along with that challenge kit. I have met some incredible people, Pat Ryan being one of them. We sort of met when we were at our heaviest at an event, and we've sort of been buddies from then on, cheering each other on and encouraging each other, and sometimes we call and vent to each other and bitch at each other and talk about why this isn't working or why we just don't think we can do it anymore. And we've always been able to just raise each other up and push each other to new heights, and it's just really been incredible. And that's what TeamViHOPE's about. And so I don't want to continue to share all of my story. Quickly, I'll tell you, I have lost 150 pounds. I have pulled trucks and airplanes and all sorts of crazy things because the challenge has changed my life and it's changed my health. So it does work if you want it to work and if you stick to it and if you push through. But I want to share with you tonight, my friend Tami is on the line. Tami, are you here? Did Tami get on the moderator pin? She might have got on.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. How are you?
Wonderful. I am doing dandy. How are you?
I'm awesome. I'm really glad to hear your story. I know you were concerned that, you didn't have these huge weight loss numbers yet, but I know you have a really big goal, and you're just chipping away at it a little bit at a time. And I want you to talk about, if you've set a Vi commit, what it is, what results you have so far, what kit you're using, all the kind of juicy details that people want to know to be inspired.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. As Faye said, I am Tami Reams, and I'm sorry, I'm dealing with a cold, so please excuse my voice. I'm a director out of Portland, Michigan, and I am in this with my husband, Jason, who is a regional director, and he was brought on by Garen Slater February of 2015. So we are celebrating our year anniversary with Vi. So excited to be about that. Jason encouraged me to stop what I was doing. I was actually doing isogenics, and he wanted me to try Vi, and I wasn't too happy about it to switch. I thought, what I'm doing is good. It's a good product. Why are you trying to get me to switch? but I am so glad that I tried that shake mix. It tastes like cake mix, especially when we get our product for free, as I was spending approximately $200 to $250 a month with this other company. And, as we all know, our products are amazing, and if I can get it for free, why not? Let's see, currently I have managed to lose, and you're going to laugh at me, but I have managed to lose approximately about 104 pounds during the week. And I'm going to stress that during the week, but thanks to those 2 days we call the weekend, I'm actually only down about 18 pounds. So 6 of which is with my Vicommit that I started this year. So as we all know, being a professional challenger during the week and using those weekends as a cheat day does not work. And having my husband, Jason, be my accountability partner, and I have a good friend of mine that we started out this year when we started the Vicommit. And my Vicommit is to lose 30 pounds or I will have rainbow-colored hair. So I have 24. Yeah. Wouldn't that be sweet? My husband is not looking forward to that. But, as we know, Faith, you have that beautiful shade of red and, would you call it red or burgundy that you have going on? But I don't know if rainbow color would really look good on me. So I have Jason as my accountability partner, also a close friend that's keeping me in check. I'm using the shape kit, and I also am sneaking some of Jason's Vi Crunch in a couple days a week, and he has blessed me with Vi Slim and Vi Trim that I use as a supplement because he gets about $400 in free product. So I am able to utilize what he gets, and those fabulous NutriBars that we have, those are some of my favorite snacks that I have been using. And I just started training for one of my third 5Ks. It's going to be with the Fifth Third Riverbank Run that's out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's going to be May 14th. And if anybody knows Michigan or Fifth Third, it's a huge race. There's about 18,000 people that they plan on participating to compete in this. It's the first time that I did it was back in 2012, and my PR was 49.08, and I was 81 spots from last place in my age bracket. So, yeah. Okay.
But you did it.
I get emotional. I did.
That's okay.
So I decided I was going to try again. In 2013, I was 48.47. I was 80 spots from last place in my age bracket. So, yeah, I did. I beat it by one spot, and my plan is to crush my PR this year by about 10 minutes. And I also plan to jog the entire race, the 3.1 miles, as I have never jogged a 5K in my life. I've always either walked, did a little bit jogging, walked, did a little bit jogging. So that's one of my challenges is I want to actually jog the whole race. So what I am starting out with, how I'm doing my training, is about starting out with about 3 days of walking and jogging for about 30 minutes, alternating anywhere from a minute to a minute and a half of walking, jogging, and alternating that. I'm also taking on some classes in my local boot camp for about 3 days a week. So I'm really looking forward to it, and, just plan on crushing this. And, my husband actually sets up all the tents for this. So it's pretty cool when you cross that finish line and you have somebody that's one of your biggest fans be right there. So yeah, so that's a little bit of my story. And
that's awesome. I really appreciate you getting on the call. One of the best things I love about your story is that you never quit. You haven't given up. You haven't stopped. I know how hard it can be to look around and, everybody's dropping all this weight.
Right.
slow and steady wins the race, I like to say. But I love that you've identified that weekends are your weakness. So, you know, I think that might be a good topic for a future call because you're not alone. I mean, so many of us derail on the weekends, and then, you know, we're part-time challengers. We get back on track on Monday, and we've already undone all the work we did the last 5 days. So I want to encourage you not to quit, not to give up. You know, you're using some incredible products. You're incorporating, you know, some of the other things in, and I'm just so proud of you. Like, the thing is about setting a goal for yourself that's sort of out of your range and out of your comfort zone is that you don't have to be better than anybody else. You have to be better than the person you were yesterday. And so by you committing to do all these things and staying active and getting active through the week and having a plan and having a goal and also having somebody to cheer you on and, you know, your biggest cheerleader, that's what's going to see you through the hard times, and that's what's going to help you get to that finish line and be better than you were, you know, the last time you did the race. So I'm really proud of you, and I can't wait to hear how it goes, and I can't wait to follow your progress.
I will keep you posted. All right, thank
you. Definitely keep us posted in the Team ViHOPE page because there'll be lots of people who want just how well you're doing.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Now, I get the great pleasure of introducing one of my friends. It's really funny because I only realized about a month ago that I had this person's before and after photo in my computer because he was a football coach and my kids play football and they had tons of coaches who are overweight, and I was like, I am going to show them all this picture and show them how they can, you know, be an example for all these kids that they're training and coaching to become athletes and to live healthy, active lives. And I didn't realize once I met this person that it was his photo that I had stuck in my computer, like almost since the beginning of me being on the challenge. So I'm really excited to say hello to my friend and the co-host tonight, my friend Sam. I know he does coach football. He does run some challenge groups. I'm going to let him tell you about that. But he's also competed in a half Ironman, which is like 70 miles total, biking, running, swimming. And to me, that's just awesome. So, Sam, why don't you take it away and tell us your story?
All right. Hey, thanks, Faith. How's everyone doing tonight? Hope everyone's having a good night. My name, as Faith said, is Sam Ritter. Now, my wife, Dawn, and I, we began the challenge just over 3 years ago, about 3.5 years ago or so. And when we was introduced to this at a challenge party, ViSalus made sense to me. The challenge made sense to me. Instead of trying to figure out how to eat 21 healthy meals a week and get my weight under control, ViSalus took care of 14 of them. So out of 21 meals, I only had to figure out how to eat healthy at 7 of them. And if I did 4 out of 7, I had a good week that week. So ViSalus made sense. In my first 90 days, I lost 51 pounds on the challenge. Dawn lost 49. Since then, we've continued to lose and lose. And the following year after that, we became what I call part of a select group within ViSalus of we're couples that have each lost 100 pounds. Total, I've lost 112 pounds thanks to the challenge. Now, as Faith mentioned, I coach, but you know, even in my younger days, team sports was what I did. You know, there was a ball involved, football, baseball, basketball. That's the kind of stuff I did. And then for the past decade, I've been coaching all my kids, the programs here in town. I've been a coach. And then as I got onto this weight loss kick, you know, this new challenge lifestyle with ViSalus, I was over 40 when I started the challenge. So going back and doing the team sports just wasn't in the cards for me. Those days were past. But I also knew that regaining my health and my fitness level, I didn't want to waste it just simply standing on the sidelines all the time. I wanted to get out and do something. Now, my wife, she brought up doing a 5K. And so we started there. Now, like I said, I was a team sport guy. Give me a ball, I'll run 20 yards. Okay, take a break, call a huddle, let's call a play, then we'll do another 20 yards kind of thing. Just running for the sake of running didn't seem to interest me very much, but it was something we needed to do, something I needed to do. So we kind of started slow and worked our way toward it. After a few of those, an orthopedic doctor friend, she challenged me to do a half marathon, at which I literally LOL'd. I mean, I just laughed. Me, run. Yeah, when I started the challenge, I was 290 pounds. So the idea that I was going to do a half marathon was out of this world. But then I thought about it. I'm like, okay, I'm down 100 pounds because of this challenge. I did all this stuff because of a challenge. All right, my chronic knee and ankle pain had stopped because of a challenge. So, you know, I was fitter instead of fatter because of a challenge. So I can't turn down a challenge, I said. So I said yes, and from there I just decided to keep saying yes to challenges. Since that time, I competed in the largest half marathon that they have in St. Louis. I did that. We've done a bunch of 5Ks. I'd have to ask Dawn how many I've done. I don't have any idea anymore. I did a half. After that, I started doing the swimming and biking just because I got tired of running. So I did that. I did about a half dozen sprint level triathlons, and then eventually worked up, like Faith said, I did a half Ironman triathlon last year. And then just in the fall, I did what was probably the Midwest toughest with the hills and climbs 100-mile bike ride last fall. I did that. So I'm kind of trying to do a little bit of everything and keep it fun. Now my wife and I, we organize outdoor boot camps, challenge groups in the community so we can help keep everyone around us healthy and encourage fitness and health and a healthy lifestyle here in our community. Plus, of course, I still coach my youth teams, and now I've been working with a few high school football players personally. Now, when I joined the challenge, my wife and I, we started with the transformation kit. What's great, though, is now they have the build-your-own custom kits, which we've been dying for. We started those in January. My kit has each of the shake mixes, NutriBars, Vitrim, Vislim, Pro, Go, Raspberry Nero, and a case of Neon. It's for a $420 kit that's delivered with free shipping, and using the rewards points, it cost me about $30. Now, normally it also has some buy packs in it, but we have a special buy one, get one offer right now, which I'm going to be buying like a whole year's worth in the next 6 days. So I'm going to be stocking up, and if you're smart, you'll get on those too. And let's see. Now, what's also great about the new custom kit is that I'll be prepared, because talk about our challenge, having something to do. My next goal, me and our buddy Dave Ironman Morgan, next year we're going to do the full Ironman triathlon in Louisville next year. So with this custom kit in, I'm going to have all these great byproducts to help power me through to that. So we're really looking forward to that. All right, that's my story. Now let's kick it off to the next person. We have Lani Johnson on the phone with us tonight. Lani, are you there? Am I saying it right, Lani?
I wonder if she got on the wrong pin.
I'm not sure.
Well, you know what? Let's move on, and then if she gets back on, we can message her, and if she gets back on, we can stick her in after we talk to the next guest.
You bet. All right. Well, we have Karim now. Karim is an old friend of ours from the 100-Pound Club. We've known her for a while, and I could tell you all about what I know about her, but I'll just be simply stepping on her story, and I don't want to do that. All right. Karim, are you out there? She's got a broken phone, so she said she might be slow getting the mute button.
I am here. Thank you.
All right. This is Karim. A broken foot could not keep her down this week. She's going to tell you all about her story.
No, it could not keep me away.
Hi, Karim. I'm so happy to have you on. I just wanted to share with everyone, we're actually going to do a little bit of a different format because I have some very specific questions that I want her to answer, because her story is pretty incredible, and I want to make sure that certain points get passed on to everybody. So the first question, Karim, I want to ask you is, what was the deciding factor? Sam said you are a member of the 100-Pound Club, and we've seen your amazing before and after photo. What was the deciding factor to get you to join the challenge?
Okay. Well, I have been on the challenge since November of 2012, so a little over 3 years now. And, the deciding factor was actually more of a, sorry, somebody's looking at me funny out my window. That was creepy. Anyway, so I just, I needed a change. I needed a really specific change, and I was physically at my worst, and nothing was going well, and life was changing, and I was going through a divorce, and I was killing myself pretty much. And I got really sick, and the doctors at the hospital told me that had I waited another day, I probably would not be here anymore. And so that was like a really big eye-opener. And as soon as I left the hospital, after a week, I contacted the person who had shared the challenge with me and said, hey, I need to start, immediately. So that was really, the deciding factor as far as me having to, make the change. You know, it was not just about me. It was about, you know, me not being here and being able to provide for my children anymore.
Right. Well, I know that you've had some incredible results. And can you just be specific for the people on the call maybe that don't know you well or maybe haven't had the pleasure of seeing your before and after? How much have you lost in total, and what kit have you been using?
I have lost 108 pounds total. I started off on the transformation kit, and I pretty much used every single kit there is except for the balance kit. But I did use the transformation kit for over 2 years straight because I got it for free, so why not? I did switch to the thick kit a few times when I got that one for free as well. And I do a shape kit with a variety of different a la carte items, basically a custom kit, just so that I can get all the products that I need and, you know, make sure that I have the energy that I need, mostly because I need the neuro, but not necessarily some of the other things. So I basically make my own kit now, so yeah.
Well, that's the awesome thing about the new custom kits, right? We all get to sort of mix and match the stuff that we like. So that's awesome. Incredible results. I love your before and after. When it comes across my screen or across my phone, I'm always ready to share it because it's breathtaking. It's jaw-dropping. And so you've been doing a lot of running. I follow you on Facebook. And like every day, I think you've been running all these different distances, training for a marathon. I know that you just did a half marathon. So what made you decide, because I know being overweight, most of us try to avoid running at all costs. And now here you are, this like avid runner. So, you know, what sort of made you decide to want to do that?
Yeah, I run a little bit, just a little bit. No, every day except for Sunday, I go for a run. Not right now though, because I am broken. But it's been a long time goal of mine. I don't know why exactly. I know that the race that I did this past weekend, I did 3 years ago to date, exactly 3 years ago today, was my very first 5K. And I saw that they had a half marathon the following day, and I kind of set it as a goal to myself that one day, I was going to be able to run half a marathon. Well, you know, one day never actually came. I kind of put it off for the last couple of years, and, you know, I did run about 6 more 5Ks that year in 2013, and I never got around to doing my half marathon. And you know, in 2014, I was diagnosed with lupus, and I was like, oh, you know, well, there goes that dream. And so I just kind of put it off to the side. And one of my longtime friends, childhood friends, who is also into running, started posting about her runs, and it just kind of motivated me to get back out there. Now, I was running, yes, but I wasn't running for a goal. I was just running just because I liked it. You know, I would run 3 miles a day, and that was pretty much the extent of my running. And one day in December, in the middle of my challenge, I ran 6 miles because I had the time to do that. And I was like, hey, I just did 6 miles and I feel great. And so I sent a screenshot of my results to my runner friend, and she's like, so did you ever get around to signing up for that half marathon? And I'm like, no, but I'll get right on that right now. So it was actually that day, December 6th, I remember, I sent my best friend a text message, and I said, I'm going to do this half marathon in Gasparilla. You want to do it with me? And she said, okay, let's do it. We signed up immediately, and the goal was set, the date was set, and that was it. That was just, as soon as I had that date in my head, it was done. I was going to do it, and there was nothing going to stop me.
It's been really inspiring to watch day in and day out, no matter what the weather. You said that you have lupus, and watching you, even in spite of sometimes physically how you're feeling and struggling through that, just to watch you get up and do what you said you were going to do and stick to that commitment. It's been really, really inspiring and, motivating for those of us. I am not a runner. I have knee issues, so I haven't got there yet, even though I've been working on it. I've been doing other things, but I also noticed, I didn't notice till after you posted your results post-race, that you talked about, you've been having this foot issue that you've been struggling with, and when you went to the doctor after the fact, after the race was over, you found out you had run all this time with a broken bone in your foot. And so tell me about race day and, when this pain really started to get to the point where it was really, am I going to quit or am I going to keep going? Like, what was it that made you just push through it and give it your all and finish the race?
Okay. Now that, it's actually a funny but not funny story. So I have lupus and pretty much everything hurts all the time. And so I try not to let pain distract me from my ultimate goals. I have overcome many obstacles. Actually, the week before the race, my hip was out of place, and I do have a chiropractor that I see pretty regularly. I was seeing him there in the beginning probably 3 times a week, and then in January, after I had a very unfortunate incident, I was unable to see the chiropractor anymore until a week before race day. And so I go to him and my back is all messed up. I can't feel my legs. My nerves are getting to me as far as my neurologically, my nerves are shot. I was losing feeling in my legs, and this is not good if you're trying to run a half marathon in 7 days. So I was just not having a really, really good luck with my body. I felt like I was fighting against whatever my body was trying to tell me that I shouldn't be doing. I'm like, I'm gonna do it. So you just sit tight. I'm gonna keep going. And he adjusted me, and everything was fine. And probably about 3 or 4 days before the race, I went on a very short run because it was race week. And trainer said go for 3 miles, and I said okay, fine, I'll do 3 miles. And about 1.5 miles into it, I felt a very sharp pain in my foot, and it was a pain that I had not felt yet. And I'm like, okay, this is different, but I'll keep going. And I kept going, and then that 2 days later, I still felt the same pain. I went to the chiropractor, got adjusted, was mostly worried about how my hip was going to, withstand a 13-mile run. And, I felt great going into the race. On race day, I think it was mostly adrenaline the first 6 miles, but, it was me and my best friend, and she was kind of behind me, but I knew that she was still around, and knowing that, it kind of pushed me a little bit further because I do have a competitive nature in me where I just like to be ahead of things. I like to be ahead of at least the pacer person or whomever I'm running with. And so just knowing that she was there to really push me, even though I couldn't see exactly where she was. And then she finally caught up to me, and she's like, hey, and I was so happy to see her. I'm so happy to see you. And then I told her, I said, I'm starting to feel a little pain, so I'm just going to slow it down a little bit. And so she kept going, and I could see the back of her head, and she's getting further and further away, and I'm slowing down. And I'm like, what is going on? My foot was hurting so bad that I don't even know how I continued to go for another 2 miles without stopping. I was in that much pain. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, I'm just done. I stopped completely. And I'm like, I have no idea what is going on with my foot. Get my foot out of this shoe now. And but nope, there was another runner that saw the back of my shirt, and the back of my shirt read, "Give up or be relentless," which our team name that we came up with was Team Relentless. And for that very reason, because we do fight our own battles, and so you have a choice to either give up or just keep going and just be relentless. So this runner is coming up behind me, and he's like, come on, relentless. And I'm like, okay, I guess. So I kept running, and I was going really, really slow. Probably the slowest I had ran in the 75 days that I trained for this race. And now I trained every day for 75 days, and I rested on Sundays, and I never missed a training day. And so this was very disappointing for me to not be able to keep the pace. Halfway through the race, I was at 1 hour and 3 minutes, so that was really good time for me. It was probably my best, my PR right there, and then it just stopped. And but I did do it in just under 2.5 hours, which was still beating a PR, but I was trying to get to that 2:15, and I didn't quite make it. But as soon as I crossed that finish line and I ran across it, I literally threw my shoe off, and I threw it on the ground. I don't even know where my shoe is right now, but it's gone. I have no idea where it is, but I'm like, get this shoe off of me. I was expecting to see a serious fractured foot. I don't know what I was expecting to see, because that's how much it hurt. But I think it was the adrenaline and the fact that I just really needed to get this race done and over with and say that I did it, because I knew people were watching me. I had been building it up on my Facebook, on everything. Everybody was waiting to see how I was going to do, and I got this overwhelming response to race day. People are on my wall, telling me good luck, and it was unexpected but amazing. And so knowing that people were there watching and waiting for my results really kind of helped me push over that finish line. Literally, I felt like I should have been crawling across it, but I didn't make it last. I wasn't first, but I didn't make it last, so I'm okay with it, and now I'm just gonna make a goal for the next one.
Well, congrats. That was really inspiring, and, to see you in the midst of all that adversity just to push through and get it done. Congratulations, and, thanks for being such an inspiration.
Thank you.
Sam.
Oh, my gosh. I tell you what, I just love hearing that. Persevere. She's talking about running a race, and you want to know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about what it was like on our 90-day challenge. You have those moments where it just seems like it's so hard and it's not going to work, but you've posted on Facebook that you're going to lose 30 pounds, and with the bike commitment we got going on, we've posted these things, and it gets hard sometimes. Sometimes you get in the middle of it and you're struggling, but you've put it out there and people are watching you, and that's what Karim's talking about. She's talking about it wasn't just for herself, but she knows she put it there. People are watching her, and she didn't want to fail because of that. And I just loved that persevere despite what was going on. And I think each of us, we have that same struggle sometimes in trying to hit whatever goal we're trying to hit. Some days it seems like, on our weight loss goal or our fitness goal or our challenge goal, like we talk about trying to do a half marathon or a triathlon or a mud race, some days in our training, it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but you just can't stop. You got to keep going, like Karim said. And that's the key for each of us. A healthy and fit life is not a 90-day proposition. Whenever I started with Visalis, it was a 90-day challenge, but it wasn't about what am I going to do at 90 days and then forget about it. It was what am I going to do on day 91. And 90 days is just how long we focus on one goal. Just like Karim's running that race, she might be looking ahead going, okay, I'm just going to keep going until I get to there, and then I'll pick a new goal and run to there until I get to that finish line. And that's what it is. Every 90 days, we go for our small goal, we adjust and begin the next 90-day run to the next goal. And that is kind of how we did it. And it's more than just weight loss. Whenever you realize you want to go out and do something with it, at that point, you start exercising, people say. And I hate the word exercise, because the truth is, at that point where you really start getting out and picking a goal of what you want to do, you realize that you're moving from exercising into training. And training is so much more fun than exercising. And you understand and feel the difference when you get there, because it becomes fun. Going to the gym and doing 30 minutes on an elliptical, it could seem boring doing that 3 to 5 times a week if all you're doing is just going in there and getting your exercise in and getting out. But whenever you're doing something in pursuit of accomplishing a goal, when you begin training, you see that your activity is building towards something. When you see the progression of doing this for, the electrical maybe for 30 minutes for 3 weeks, building up toward getting outside and running like Karim did, when you see what you can accomplish as your training moves forward, it can become very, very addicting. And you could hear Karim kind of talk about this, like, man, I want to do this. I want to do this, because she saw the training working toward it. For me, at 290 pounds and 40 years old, I did not begin the challenge with ViSalus with the goal of competing in an Ironman triathlon. It was the furthest thing from my mind. But walking around short of breath, bad knees, achy, sore, and tired all the time, I just wanted to lose some weight and feel better. And thanks to ViSalus and 90 days on the challenge, I found out that when you stop putting junk in your mouth and put good nutrition instead, your knees don't hurt anymore, you stop aching, and you're suddenly not tired anymore. And then I began to move from exercising to training. At that point, things I never imagined started becoming possible. For my co-host Faith and our guests Tami and Karim, things they never imagined started becoming possible. And for each of you out there listening, with Vi, you can overcome challenges that do not seem possible today and do what today you think is completely unimaginable. But it's time to get started. And if you haven't started with us before, why haven't you? I mean, look, we have wonderful custom kits now. You can get all the products that you want, exactly what you want. We have a 90-day money-back guarantee. With our new Vi Commit, you start now and turn in your results in 90 days, you're going to get the 4th month completely free. And truthfully, with the VIP Rewards program now, you can get it free every single month, delivered straight to your house. So just walk out the door, there it is. I got a $420 kit for $30. You can't beat that. So what's holding you back right now if you're not on the challenge? And if you are on the challenge, it's time to go. That's really my motto when it comes to how I do my training. It's just the word go. All right, go do something. Go walk, go run, go bike, go swim. Whatever physical shape you're in, find what you can do and do it. And then the next day, do a little bit more. And then the next week, do a little bit more. And eventually, as you train, you're going to become a more addict. Do more, do more, do more. All right. Just remember, it's time to get started. It's time to move forward. It's time to go, guys. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. This call is officially over. Now go do something.